there. Let's do a flow today. So we're gonna focus on the hips, a lot of hip mobility and strength. You will need 2 or 3 props. Most important is a blanket, or not that important, but if you wanna just have some support for your knees. Also, I have a ball, a Corgis ball, if you have like your child's play ball, something that's a little bit mushy, maybe a yoga block, maybe a book, but it could be harder. And also a yoga block as a support for your hands if the floor is a little bit far away for you. That should be enough. So make your way on your mat, and you will start with the blanket at the knees in a tabletop. So mine is already here, and you'll just place your knees directly under the hips and the wrists directly under the shoulders. Widening your fingers apart gently so you have a nice base. And as we're starting here, let's close the eyes, tune in, and we'll start with cat and cow. So inhaling to lower the belly, lift the hips, lift the chest forward and chin up. And exhale to round the spine. Push the back of the heart towards the ceiling, chin in. And inhale, stretch out the front of the body in a cow spine. Exhale to round the spine in cat. 3 more times. Can you start the movement from the pelvis and go up all the way to the head, and then point the tailbone down and roll up throughout the spine. Notice how that feels. Notice if there's any tight spots as you start your movement today. Let's do one last one. I think I lost count, but this feels pretty good. So let's keep going one last time in a cat spine, rounding the back. And let's inhale to find a neutral spine. You can open your eyes if they are closed. Step the right foot back, toes to the floor. And then keeping the toes down, we're smooshing the ankles. We're rolling the ankle back into the sides and letting the toes and ball of the foot kind of rolling with it. And then rolling in the other direction. Kind of just waking up the ankle, waking up the foot. Stretching all the sides, almost even massaging the toes. All right, come back to center. Grab your ball block, whatever you have, and place it between the right heel and the right glute. So you're squeezing it in. All right, you might already feel your hamstrings here. That's what we're looking for. Let's reach the knee back. Engage your core. Open the knee out to the side. Bring it towards the right elbow, into the chest, and reach it back. 2 more circles this way. See if you can smooth it out. Point the knee back, and bring the knee in towards the chest, towards the elbow, out and back. Again, 2 times like this. And reach it back. Left arm forward. Exhale, knee to elbow, round the spine. Inhale, reach it apart. Exhale, squeeze it in. Inhale, out. And exhale, and stay here. You can adjust the ball if it falls. And then inhale, reach it out to the sides. Left arm to the left, right leg to the right. And squeeze it in. Again, reach it out. Use your glutes. And in. One last time. Keep your leg here. Lower the left hand down. Bring the right knee to the right elbow. Release the ball and place the foot outside of the right hand. Squeeze the hips towards each other. Reach the heart forward. Press into the right heel and lift the arms up. Exhale here. Inhale, reach the fingertips up. And exhale, lower the hands to the floor. Bring the left hand to the floor on the outside of the mat. Right hand to the right side. And start rolling onto the outer edge and the inner edge of the foot. Finding some rotations in the right hip. Keep the right heel, the right ankle rather, flexed, so the leg and the foot are moving in one block. You're not bending at the ankle. And then come back to center. Bring both hands inside of the right foot and place the right knee back where we started. You can place the ball to the side. And let's inhale for one cow spine. Exhale for one cat. And come back to neutral. Left leg reaches back, toes tucked under. And start with your ankle smooshes. As we're focusing on the hips, on the pelvis today, feet are a very important portion of that. The feet kind of dictate the whole alignment of the body, they're your support. So if your feet are missing some agility, you've got a problem. And you roll to the other side. And also some strength. So you want to have the agility and also the support in your arches and your toes. So let the movement go throughout that circle of your ankle, through the toes. This is good stuff. All right, come back to center. Grab your prop, squeeze it behind your leg. Press the heel towards the glutes. And start by opening the knee to the left elbow, into the chest, and point the knee back. Out, just adjust this, into the elbow, into the chest, and back. One more time. In this direction, and change directions. Chest, elbow, side, and back. 2 more times. To center and bring it back behind you. Reach the right arm forward and squeeze elbow to knee. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, squeeze in. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, squeeze in. Stay here. Inhale, reach it out to the sides and in. Use your left glutes. One more time. Keep the leg here. Lower the right hand. Bring the left knee to the elbow. Let go of the prop and lower the foot down. Reach the chest forward. Squeeze the hips and reach the arms up. Keep the left heel anchored. Feel the toe mounts pressing down. And take a full breath. Let's lower the hands. Place the right hand towards the outside of the mat. Left hand to the thigh. Left foot stays flexed and solid. And roll the hips side to side. So you're rolling onto the outer edge of the foot and onto the inner edge of the foot. Let's do one more time each. Come back to center, both hands inside of the foot, and place the knee back. Tuck the toes and push the hips towards the heels in an active child's pose. So stretching the bottoms of the feet and of the toes, and finding some energy through the shoulders all the way to the fingertips. You do little bounces to help stretch the bottoms of the feet. Maybe feel the pinky toes also touching the ground. Let's come forward. Keep the toes tucked. Float the knees for 3. In your floating table, 2, 1. Lower the knees. Push the hips back again. And this time you can walk your hands back. Maybe keep your hands here, or if you can, place the hands onto the lap. And let's bring the attention away from the feet for a few moments. So roll the shoulders forward. Invite some circulation through the shoulders. And bring your attention back to your breath as you roll back. All right, and let's bring the hands back to the floor at the front of the mat. Keep the toes tucked, still for a few moments. Float the knees, floating table. Inhale here, keep the core strong. Exhale for a downward dog, keep the knees bent. Push the hips back and up. Inhale, come back to your floating table. Reach the top of the head forward. Exhale, back in your downward facing dog, knees towards the chest. Inhale, forward, floating table. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stay in your down dog and move whatever way you like. You can bend one knee at a time and bring the opposite heel towards the floor. Maybe introduce also some side bending. Listen to your body and answer with the movements you need. Take one more full breath wherever you are. Let's inhale, look forward, bend the knees, and take little steps all the way to the hands. If you have a blanket there, slide it to the side. You will use it a little bit later. Anchor both feet down and inhale, come halfway up, lengthen the spine. Think of pushing through the legs. Exhale, fold. And keeping that strength in the legs, inhale, come all the way up, arms overhead. Stay here. Inhale. Exhale, twist to the left. Right arm forward, left arm back. Inhale, center. Exhale to the right. Right arm back, left arm forward. Again, inhale, center. Exhale to the left. Try to keep the lower body stable as you twist the upper body. Center. And to the right. Come back to center, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fingertips down, left foot back. Keep the knee lifted, reach the heart forward, squeeze the hips towards each other, and lift the arms up. Lower the knee just over the ground, bending both knees. And then extend both legs, scissor the legs towards each other. Again, lower down with control. And push it back. You can place the hands to the hips if you prefer here. Come down. Push it up. And lower down one last time. If the arms are down, reach them up. Grab your left wrist with the right hand. Inhale, reach it up. And exhale, twist, or rather bend to the right. Think of reaching the left knee down to bring more space in the front of the left hip. Inhale, center. Fingertips to the front of the mat. Step the left foot next to the right. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. With strong legs, come all the way up, arms overhead. One time, exhale, twist to the right. Left arm forward, right arm back in a T shape. Inhale, up. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway up. Fingertips down, right foot back. Inhale, lengthen the spine forward, squeeze the hips and pushing through the left heel, come up to your high lunge. Lower the right knee just over the ground, bending both legs. And come up, lengthening both legs, scissoring the hips. And lower. Push it up. Lower. Think of pressing the toe mounds into the floor as you push up. Lower down, this time we stay. Grab the left hand to the right wrist. Reach it up and exhale, side bend to the left. Keep squeezing the hips. Think of pulling the left heel towards the right foot and vice versa. Inhale, come back to center. Bring the fingertips to the front of the mat and step the right foot next to the left. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold. On strong legs, come all the way up to stand. And lower the hands to heart center as you exhale. Inhale, both arms reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fingertips to the floor. Step the left foot back. Walk the hands towards the center of the mat and point all 10 toes to the left. So the feet are parallel. Outer edges of the feet press into the floor. If you need, bring something under the hands to help lengthen the spine as you fold forward here with a long spine, about parallel to the ground. Bring the weight back into the heels, the hips push back, and bend into the right knee. Knee points in line with the toes. And the outer edges of the feet push down and the inner arches lift up. You can see a little cave in the inside of your feet. And then slide to the other side. Keep your hips low and keep that anchoring through the feet. Push the hips back. Proudly reach the chest forward. And slide to the right. And slide to the left. Come back to center, both legs straightened. Pivot the heels in, toes out, hands to the thighs in a sumo squat. Inhale here, push into the arms. Exhale, bring the left fingers in and twist the body to the right. Left shoulder dips. Inhale to center, change the hands and twist to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left. Come back to center, both hands to the thighs, pointing out. And come up onto the right toe mounts. Pivot the foot in so the heel goes out towards the top of the mat where you started and the toes point in. Come up onto the left heel. Pivot the toes back so they're in line with the middle edge of the mat. Coming into our warrior two legs. Bend the knee about in the space over the left heel. And when you're ready, reach the arms out. Gazing softly towards your left hand. Keep anchoring the outer edges of the feet. And think of that internal rotation energy in your back leg. And think of more of an external rotation with the front leg to keep the knee in line with your toes. Keep this with your legs. Inhale, left arm reaches up, reversed warrior. Exhale, swivel both arms to the floor. Come up onto the right mount of toe mounts. Squeeze the hips towards each other. Engage your core. From there, lift the arms back. So you think of lifting away from that left upper thigh. Squeeze the triceps and the shoulder blades towards each other. And when you're ready, bring your weight into the front leg towards warrior three. Walk your right foot closer and lift the right leg parallel to the ground. Keep pushing through that left leg. So you're not collapsing in the left hip. You can bring your hands to the lower back and see if your hips are not equal. So the right hip may be up. Try to bring it in, bring it down to have like a platter with your lower back. Slide the left hip back. And slowly bend the left knee. Bring the right knee towards the chest and come up, arms overhead. Squeeze the right knee as high as you can towards the chest, but keep the hips squared. So don't let the right hip lift up. And slowly bring your hands to the heart. Right foot steps all the way back towards your lunge. Hands inside of the left foot. Pivot both feet to the right, coming back to your wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Find your support if you used it last time. Anchor the outer edges of the feet to the floor and reach the hips back, bending into the left knee. And slide, keep the hips low as you bend the right knee and extend the left. One more time, to the left. and to the right. Come back to center, long spine, pivot the heels in, toes out, hands to the thighs. Inhale here. Exhale, right fingertips point in as you twist to the left. Inhale, center, left fingertips point in, twist to your right. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. And exhale, twist. Come back to center, stay here. Same thing, finding our warrior two towards the front of the mat. So coming up onto the left toe mounds, pivot the heel back, toes in. Internal rotation with the left hip. Come onto the right heel, pivot the toes forward in an external rotation of the right hip. So you're kind of in opposites here. And from there, pull the heels towards each other as if you were gonna fold the mat underneath you. Extend the arms out, bend into the right knee without losing that scooping of the right hip under. Inhale, reverse warrior, right arm lifts. Exhale, swivel both arms down either sides of the right foot. Come up onto the left toe mounds. Squeeze the hips towards each other. Think of scissoring them. Lift the chest forward and think of lifting the abdominals away from your right thigh. From there, reach the arms back, runner's lunge. Keep drawing the right hip back. Squeeze in the back, shoulder blades and triceps. And slowly transfer to the right foot. Warrior three. Find that equalization of the hips, rolling the right hip down slightly as you push through the right hip. Push the left foot in an imaginary wall behind you. Both legs are super strong. And gentle bend in the right knee. Bring the left knee towards the chest. We'll bend the arms up overhead. Keep a point of focus to help. Gently squeeze the right knee as high as you can while keeping the left hip at the same height as the right hip. And this time we'll lower the left foot to the floor next to the right and release the arms. Let's grab our blanket again and we'll place it at the front of the mat. And from there you'll just step about 1 foot's distance away from the blanket. Feet can either be together, big toes together, heels apart, or hip width apart. From there, bring the arms in front of you, parallel to the ground. Come up onto your, I was gonna say fingertips, toe tips, tips of the toes. And then, if you have knee issues, be mindful here. Maybe find a support as a chair. Otherwise, start bending the knees and coming down. Lowering the hips all the way to the heels. It's a little bit like toe pose, but quite different. So keep feeling all 10 toes pushing into the ground. You can bring your hands to the heart. Keep your core strong here to help balance. Okay, next step is we're gonna try to go with control without falling to place the knees onto the blanket. So think of reaching the knees down, maybe reach the upper body back as you lower as softly as you can. Okay, coming out of here, same thing as in control as we can, coming back up and then coming back to sit. So lowering the heels, arms to come forward and lowering the glutes. Keep the arms forward, float the feet, Savasana, boat pose. Lift the lower back off of the floor, away from the floor. Squeeze the legs towards each other. Proudly reach the arms and the chest up. Slowly lower down, half boat. Lower back to the floor, shoulders lifted and legs lifted. For 2, 1. Knees towards the chest, roll yourself back. And roll up and back again. Find some energy. And we're gonna go up to our chair pose, Utkatasana. When you're ready, you can use your hands to help and come up onto your feet, knees bent, weight into the heels. Inhale here and exhale. Place the hands back in front of you, parallel to the ground. Come up onto your toes. With control, lowering down. Slowly, slowly, to sit onto the heels. Hands to the heart. And slowly lower the knees down with control. Come up. Oh, that one's hard. And then come to sit back. Weight of the upper body forward as you lower the heels and the bum. Navasana. Use your core. Maybe extend the legs for 3, 2, 1. Half boat. 3, 2, 1. And roll yourself back and up a few times until you feel like you can make your way up to Utkatasana. Taking 2 breaths here. And lower down into your Uttanasana, forward fold. We're done with the blanket, you can put it to the side. Place the feet a little bit wider apart. Bend the knees. Maybe grab your opposite elbows and rock yourself side to side. Gently release the rocking, come back to center. Release the hands. Bring the feet a little bit wider apart. I lied actually, we might need the blanket again, so keep it close by. So feet are a little bit wider than the hips. Toes will point a little bit towards the outsides. And you'll come to lower, bending the knees, come into Malasana, squatting pose. So we're starting in a pretty passive squat. If here the heels can't touch the floor, this is where the blanket can be useful. And you can place it under the heels for more support. That way the heels have something to press down on and you can stay in your squat. So see what is better for you. Take a moment here. Reach the chest up, press the legs against the arms and the arms against the hands. The arms against the legs. And from here I'll find a more active variation. Reach the arms forward and lift the hips just a little bit higher than your passive. Squeeze everything towards center. Think of pushing the legs towards each other, but also pressing them out. Think of lifting away from the front of the hips. For 3, 2, keep the weight into the heels. 1, and come back down to your passive squat. Let's take a full breath here. Finding that engagement of the active squat, but stay in your passive space. So find that sort of lift that you found in that active squat. Bring the right fingertips to the floor and open it up to the left. Bring the hands back to center, left fingertips down. Keep activating the leg, the right arm out. Coming back to center, fingertips to the floor. Slowly extend the legs and find a forward fold, knees bent. And inhale to come halfway up. Exhale, bring the hands down and step both feet back to downward facing dog. Let's inhale for floating table. Find your core. Think of lengthening the spine. Exhale in a down dog. Inhale, forward, floating table. Exhale, back. Stay here. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Inhale, reach it up. Open up the hips, right hip over the left, and bend the right knee. Press both arms equally into the ground. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Inhale, open it up in your three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee, left elbow. Inhale, back up. Exhale to the right elbow and lower the foot outside of the right hand. Lower the left knee down. Inhale here, reach the heart forward. Bring the right hand to the right hip, right thigh. Reach the heart forward, roll the right shoulder back and twist it to the right. Gently squeeze the hips towards each other so you don't collapse. And you may stay here or bend the left knee and maybe grab the back foot. Gently press the foot into the hand and vice versa if the foot is in the hand. Take one more exhale. If the hand is catching the foot, lower it down. Circle the arm all the way back to the front of the mat. Inhale here, chest forward. Exhale, slide the hips back, extend the right knee, flex the front foot. Come up onto your fingertips. Inhale to lengthen the spine, and exhale to fold. Inhale, come halfway up. Keep pushing the right heel into the floor, so you're still slightly engaging the back of the leg. And walk your hands to the outside of the right leg. So you're opening up and stretching the left side of the body and squeezing the right side. Keep sliding the right hip back. Slowly come back to center. Bend to the right knee. Anchor both hands and step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Inhale, reach it up. Stack the left hip over the right. Keep dragging the right hip back and bend the left knee. So you're still integrating and thinking of lengthening both sides of the upper body in the same length. Exhale, bring the left knee to the left elbow. And inhale, push it back again with open hips. Exhale, left knee, right elbow, twisted to the right. And coming back, opening the hips. Exhale, left knee, left elbow, lower the foot down, lower the right knee. Anchoring the right hand, left hand to the thigh. Lengthen the chest forward and exhale, roll the left shoulder back into that twist. Keep integrating the hips towards each other. Maybe stay here, maybe bend the right knee, and you can hold the foot if that's accessible. Finding a bit of pressure between the foot and the hand. Tuning into your breath. You may close your eyes here. Let's take one last exhale. Release the foot, circle the arm forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine onto the fingertips. And exhale, lengthen the front leg, flex the left ankle. Inhale, chest forward. Exhale, hinge a little bit lower. Even here, don't lose the gentle activity in your leg. So as if you were sliding the heel back. Inhale, come up onto your fingertips And walk the hands outside of the leg, squeezing the left side body, opening the right side. And you're still dragging the left hip back as you fold here. Coming up, walk the hands back to the front of the mat, bending to the left knee, step it back to downward dog, and rock it side to side or walk your dog. And we'll bend the knees, walk our way to the center of the mat, cross the ankles to come to sit, and bring the feet mat width apart. Keep the hands close to you, trying to move only with the help of the legs to start. Bring both knees towards the left. And bring it to the other side, both knees drop to the right. Again, both knees to the left, both knees to the right. Once again, both knees to the left. Stay here, keep the right knee down and lift the right foot. Lower the foot, transfer to the right. Left knee stays down, lift the left foot. Lower the foot and come back. Again, to the left, right knee down, lift the right foot. Lower it down and transfer to the right, lift the left foot. And come back to center and to the left. This time you bring the left hand back and reach the right arm behind you. It's like you're going from your car seats to the back of the car. And then come back to center. Drop both knees to the right, right hand behind you, and reach back. Again, coming back to center and to the left hand down, reach it back and become a little bit lower. And back to center, both knees to the right, right hand down, come a little lower as you reach the left arm. One more time each side. Twist to the left, maybe the left elbow down as you reach the right arm back. Coming back to center, to the right, maybe right elbow down or the hand, and reach the left arm back. Okay, come back to center, both knees towards you. Make your way back. For some reason my bum shifts forward as I do this one. And you'll bring your arms forward and lower all the way down onto your back. Keep the knees bent, feet on the floor. And try to see where the feet can land in a stable way. So don't do that fingertips to heel thing. Just feel your feet about hip width apart and see if you can notice in your mind's eye if the outer edges of the feet are more or less parallel. And see what feels stable and safe in your body. Bring your arms by your sides, palms facing down. Push into the heels and lift the hips without moving too high. Keep a stability and a control in the lift. Lift the arms up towards the ceiling and all the way up overhead. Lower the arms by your sides and lower the hips with control to the ground. Again, the same thing. Lift the hips, lift the arms up and overhead. Exhale, lower arms and hips. Inhale, lift up, hips and arms. Keep the hips lifted and lower the arms back by your sides. And see if you can pull the heels towards your shoulders. Notice what that changes. For me, it's more of a burn, more of an engagement in the hamstrings. You might feel it more in the glutes. So take a moment to notice. And also peek, are your knees falling out or can you keep the thighs parallel? Notice your pelvis. Can you engage your core to pull the pubic bone up and point the tailbone gently towards the space between the knees? You may stay here. Other option, you can bring your weight onto the right foot, lift the left heel off the floor. Maybe bring the left knee towards the chest Maybe extend the leg up to the ceiling. Keep pulling the right heel towards you. For 3. Make sure your hips are at the same height. 2. 1. And lower the left foot. Stay here. Bring the weight back equally under both feet. And let's shift the weight into the left foot. Lift the right heel off the floor. You may bring the right knee to the chest and maybe extend the leg up to the ceiling. So I say maybe because they're all options. This is your practice. For 3 breaths here, make sure your hips are square. Keep pushing the right heel towards the ceiling. Pull the left heel towards you. 1 more breath. And lower the right foot down. We're almost done. Heel to the feet towards each other so the inner thighs are touching. Roll into the outer edge of the feet. So you're like in the Supta Baddha Konasana or a diamond pose, but with the hips lifted. Think of the same details. Heels drag towards you. And the pelvis is neutral. So you have a gentle tilt of the pelvis back, meaning the pubic bone draws towards the sternum and the tailbone draws towards the space between the knees. For 3, 2, 1. Bring the knees back together. Walk the feet back at hip width distance and slowly lower down. Take a moment here without moving, without reacting, and invite your attention, perhaps more specifically around the hips and the legs, or wherever else you may be noticing and feeling any sensations right now. When you feel ready to move, bring both knees in towards the chest, 1 hand on each knee. And gently squeeze them in. You may feel the lower back imprinting onto the floor and the tailbone lifting gently off the ground. And from there, draw circles, both knees together. And let the lower back move with the circles. Inviting some space and some agility in your pelvis, in your lower back. Change the direction of the circles. And come back to center. Squeeze it a little bit closer to you. You may bring the knees about shoulder width apart and rock side to side. And finally come back to center, bring the feet to the floor, feet together, inner thighs together. And from there, roll onto the outer edges of the feet and touch the soles of the feet against each other. If this is too much for your inner thighs, place some pillows or blocks or books under the thighs, under the knees for some support. You can also put the fists at just below your glutes, so at the beginning of the thighs. That also offers some support. Otherwise, we will be staying here only a few breaths, so you can invite your breath in the pelvis area. And give yourself the permission to soften. You may imagine your inhale going down into the pelvis, into the lower belly, and creating space throughout the hips and the legs. And from there, inviting the exhale to soften it all. A few breaths like that. So inhaling, going into the lower belly and expanding, creating space throughout the pelvis. And exhaling to let the body get heavier onto the support of the ground. You can stay here if that's serving you. Otherwise, you may bring your hands on the outsides of the thighs and invite the legs back together. And coming into a Savasana, or final relaxation of your choice, feet can come to the outer edges of the mat, knees resting against each other, especially if you have lower back pain or want to create a bit more space around the sacrum. If you prefer, extend the legs, bring the feet mat width apart or wider. And you may bring the arms out by your sides, palms facing up. Wherever you are, whatever you choose, make sure that it's a posture in which your body has the ability and is in a position in which it can rest. Where you can invite yourself to soften, to get heavier. Where you can invite yourself to trust the earth. Trust the support of the earth. If it feels appropriate, you may keep visualizing the breath going down towards the pelvis. And softening with every exhale. Please stay here for a few more minutes, as long as you wish. And I thank you for moving with me today.